Welcome back to the Market Pulse. You're listening to Josh, Siobhan, and Chris right here, ESPN 1700. We are here 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday with your market update, answering all of your financial questions at 888-PULSE-08. That's 888-785-7308. We are in studio today with the CEO and founder of the Hera Hub. If you are a woman in business and you either work from home, maybe possibly have appointments in places like Starbucks, then you really need to explore what options are out there in the collaborative co-working space like the Hera Hub. HeraHub.com is the website. You can learn more about those opportunities. Felina, we didn't talk about in the last segment, when we first went to break, I'm like, where is this location? We didn't even talk about where the Hera Hub is at.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, actually, we just launched a month ago in temporary space. So we're right at the south end of Carmel Valley, right off the bypass and Carmel Mountain Road. And we're actually in shared space with a business called Extend Bar. And Extend Bar has several locations in San Diego. Founder is Amy Mewborn. Awesome woman that I just met a couple months ago through Ladies Who Launch and Women's Global Network. And she had an extra studio space. And so while I was finalizing my lease, which is on Scranton Road, right across from the cool Koi Pandi Carl Strauss over there, right off the 805 and Mira Mesa Boulevard, it gave us a chance to just do a soft launch and start to build momentum. So we'll be moving mid-August to our location, 9710 Scranton Road. And we have 5,000 square feet that's being built out.
Amazing.
Yeah, some open area, the cafe-style co-working space, large conference rooms, small meeting rooms, private lockable offices, kitchen. Just going to be a beautiful facility. Again, kind of think of an office with a spa environment in it. And so, again, we'll be moving mid-August and really excited to launch there.
See, I mean, I think a lot of times when people go into business, for themselves, women do a lot. There's a lot of, multi-level marketing businesses that are out there. Women are heavily into those areas, but you want to go in and you want to work for yourself. But at the same time, you don't want to be lonely and you don't want to be, put yourself apart constantly working. You also want to build friendships and relationships. So this is such a great opportunity for people to be able to blend the two of those.
Yeah. I like to say just because you work for yourself doesn't mean you have to actually work by yourself.
Nice.
And so having that opportunity, as you said, Siobhan, to collaborate. And we are starting to and will increasingly do after-hours events, so networking events in the evening, hosting workshops, hosting board retreats. So really the space is a community platform, as we said, for enterprising women.
I mean, I'm a fan of you on Facebook, of Hera Hub on Facebook, and I suggest that other people do as well. But I've noticed you coordinate a lot of networking events at the Hera Hub.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's, again, the concept grew out of leading these professional women's organizations and having a place to meet. Hotels are very, very expensive. Restaurants oftentimes don't have private, quiet space. And so where do you hold these events and workshops? It's really difficult to find something that's cost effective, especially because so many of the groups are nonprofit organizations. And so they want to be focused on giving money to, the cause for the organization rather than booking hotel room space for their events. So it's really a win-win that they get to use the space, oftentimes pro bono, to really help and further their causes.
So what made you choose the location?
Yeah, so wanted to be something that was extremely central, really, really important for accessibility and visibility for the businesses, something that's easy to get to off the freeway. And parking is such a major issue. There are several co-working spaces downtown, and they're beautiful. But the biggest complaint I hear, and especially for the female target market, and I know you guys have office space downtown, it's parking. And really this space is going to be used very much for client meetings and greetings. You do not want to have to have somebody paying for parking. And so open, free parking was a big deal. And safety is a big deal as well. It needs to be in a good part of town. A lot of evening events. I want women to feel safe walking to their car at night, so it needs to be well lit. I actually looked for 9 months for commercial real estate. It took me 9 months to secure and sign a lease to find the perfect space that really, really worked for the community. So Sorrento Valley will be our first location. Mission Valley will be the second location, and Carlsbad area will be the third location. So my goal for the business as a growth model is 3 locations in San Diego over 3 years, or even less than that at this point. really prove the model, and then work with women in other metropolitan cities to teach them how to open a co-working space under the Hera Hub brand. My goal is 20 locations over the next 10 years.
Nice. Well, that answers my question of what you see the future of Hera Hub being. I don't really need to get to that. So if you're listening right now and you're a woman looking for a workspace, or you want to meet other like-minded female enterprising women who want to rent a space hourly, daily, monthly, right? Because people can just show up.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and so, the focus is on creating that sense of community. So, we will put some emphasis on just month-to-month, really open workspace, but absolutely we're happy to welcome people in if they just need a place to focus for a few hours or to host a client meeting or some kind of workshop. We're happy to work with people in that way as well.
Because even though I have an office downtown, let's say I want to meet a client,
absolutely,
and I happen to be in the area,
yep,
I could even swing by.
Of course.
And have a space.
Of course, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep that in the back pocket.
Absolutely. And as we build out the other locations, folks in the community can use any of the locations. If they have a meeting in Mission Valley, they can go down and use the space down there as well. So creating that network.
Starbucks are great locations, but honestly, in my business, privacy is very key. And, those locations are typically not very private.
No,
even though
not at all. And as more and more people start to work for themselves and work out of their homes, I mean, you've noticed over the last 5 years how busy Starbucks is.
You're lucky if you get a spot.
Exactly. And a plug, an outlet. And, and just to your point, I mean, it's you have no privacy whatsoever. It's really not an ideal place to be running a business. And truly, if you're sitting there all day, I mean, you're squatting. I mean, honestly, you really, that is not the intention of Starbucks to be hosting you all day on a $3 cup of coffee. So, truly, that's not the intention of the space.
Very true, very true. Website's herahub.com. You can learn more. What's the address again?
Yeah. So it's Hera, HERAHUB.com. And the physical address is 9710 Scranton Road, 92121. So nice. Right here in Sorrento Valley.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, the Hera Hub is just one of many, many organizations that you've been a part of. I want to take a couple steps back and talk about how you got into, this being your targeted market, your specialty. I know you went to the University of San Diego. You got your degree in marketing.
Yep.
But are you from San Diego?
I'm actually from San Luis Obispo. So
okay.
Central Coast, slow town. Yes, slow town for many reasons. It's referred to as a slow town. Moved here to go to college, and I actually moved to Los Angeles for 6 years right after graduating. After I graduated, the job market was a little, soft, and there was a lot more opportunity in LA. And so moved into Los Angeles, went into sales initially, and then into marketing. So lived in LA 6 years, moved back in 2001, and continued as director of marketing for a high-tech company here in town.
Do you come from a family of entrepreneurs?
I do. My father, yes, absolutely. Yeah, my father's a small business owner up on the Central Coast. He owns a floor covering business. And so, yes, grew up in a very entrepreneurial family.
Nice. Yeah. But we have a lot in common. My family's a home furnishing business in the Midwest. My father, very much entrepreneur. So
fantastic.
We can talk about that during the break. When we come back, we're going to get to the rest of our interview here with Felina Hansen, the CEO and founder of the Hera Hub. The website is herahub.com. Their brand new locations opening up mid-August at 9710 Scranton Road. If you are a woman, you need to have an office space. And if you like to work with other like-minded individuals who are going to push you, you have a nice, collaborative, a comfortable environment. The Hera Hub is the space for you. If you've got a question for Felina, give us a call. 888-PULSE-08. That's 888-785-7308. Or you can email us, marketpulse@lpl.com.